I am the living legend of hair loss, the true alpha male. Let's just talk about this. Let's talk about the end of the hair loss journey. What is the end? A lot of people, well, first let's ask, what's the beginning of the hair loss journey? The beginning of the hair loss journey is not that you're starting to go bald or have a receding hairline. The start of your hair loss journey is you start to wonder, what if I do go bald? So many of my viewers have zero hair loss, very low hairlines, no thing at all, and even no members of their family that have gone bald. But yet they're worried. Am I going to go bald though? Will I be the exception to the rule? Will I go bald? If that's your frame of mind and that's where you're staying, if you care enough about it to search YouTube and find me, you're in your hair loss journey. And you may never go bald. But what if you're on your hair loss journey forever? Trying to find a cure for something that hasn't even happened yet. It may never happen to you. See, that's the thing. It begins when you start worrying about it. And I think a lot of my viewers, they don't get me. They don't get to me. I don't care about hair loss. None of this matters to me at all. I don't care about the topic. But you make thousands of videos. Yeah, but it's to help you and it's to make me $500 a month from the ads. That's why I do it. It's not that I'm doing these videos because I just love the topic. I hate the topic. It's very boring. It's very pointless. It's very stupid. I don't care about this. I can say that because I'm not on my hair loss journey anymore. I really wasn't even on it that long. Actually, the funny thing is I cared more in my early 20s and teen years. I was more worried that I'd be short. And what's funny is I don't think I've grown since I was in 9th grade. I'm 5'9". I think I was 5'9" then, and I'm still 5'9" and almost 40. What's funny is, oh no, I didn't get any taller. Hey, I'm 5'9". I'm about the same as Robert Downey Jr., Robert De Niro. Okay, so I'm not tall. Not too sure. And I didn't get any taller. Oh well. I cared more about that. The hair thing, I always knew I was going to be on my way to balding at some point. I thought I'd really be largely bald 10 years ago. So that wasn't really a thing I dealt with. But I realized the end of the hair loss journey is not when you find, oh, there's a cure for hair loss. Think about this. If there was a hair loss cure, you would not be watching my video. You would not be searching into YouTube. Am I going bald? What's the cure? There's no cure, because if there was, people wouldn't have to look for it. There's no cure. There never will be, because it's DNA. Some of you have DNA to give you strong facial hair and thick body hair, and you're probably the guy that's more likely to go bald. Those of you specifically of Asian descent, less likely to have hair on your arms this thick. You know, but you're also less likely to lose your hair earlier in life. Like, it's a DNA thing that's already determined. So you can't, trying to cure that's like saying, I'm going to cure being short. Like if you're, I'm 5'5". I don't want to be short. What's the cure? You know, it's as silly as saying that. Trying to cure something that it's not a disease. And then people, oh, it is a disease. And see, they're only halting their progress on the hair loss journey. The hair loss journey begins when you start to ask myself, am I going to go bald? And what's the cure? It ends when you realize, I don't care. Clearly, I'm at the end of this. I'm so beyond the hair loss journey that now I'm very meta in this whole channel. Like, I openly tell people this whole thing doesn't matter. It's a joke. It's pointless. I'm making money off of you. Like, I start all my videos by saying, I am the true alpha male. I am the living legend. And I say that to trigger people, basically to expose themselves, to show how early on in the journey, because so many people have said, well, if you're really the true alpha male, you wouldn't have to go around saying it. And my response is, I'm thinking, if you really had a sense of humor, you'd know that I'm joking. And then some of those people have tried to like backtrack. Oh, well, I knew you were joking. No, you didn't, because that's not a funny response. If you really knew I was joking, I am the true alpha male, then you, being funny, would find ways to hype that concept even more instead of trying to tear it down. Like, that would mean that you're in the joke if you're trying to build up the concept. Or even to pretend that you were my rival. That would be funny. But to try to call me out on something only means that you don't have a sense of humor. And that's part of the problem, because men are judged on their sense of humor. And I know that. I am way beyond a hair loss journey. But see, that's the good thing, is that when you're way beyond it and you don't care if you go bald or not, because it's not part of your identity, because instead we're being judged constantly and forever, not on our looks. Is this guy funny? Can he communicate well? Is he kind to other people? Can he make other people feel good about themselves? Does he have a skill set that allows him to make money? Is he good at acknowledging what his weaknesses are? Can he own that? Those are the things that we're judged on, especially by females. But when you're early on in your journey, you don't know that, and you're like, oh no, no one's gonna love me. And then you get that incel mentality and think that you're actually judged on that. That's at the very beginning of this whole journey. The journey ends when you don't care. So it's not necessarily an age thing. There's guys who are 20, they have no hair on top, they have to meet their fate soon, and then realize, okay, well, I can't cry about something that's I've already lost my hair, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on with my life. And then they actually become more confident because they lost their hair that much sooner, because they had to function without it. And then they grow a beard, they work out, they're suddenly confident at such a young age. And then there's still guys pushing 30 or 40 thinking, oh no, am I gonna go bald, who aren't even bald yet? Like, imagine that. The hair loss journey ends when you stop caring. And so for me, I recognize that I have some responsibility in being the jaded mentor here. That's ultimately what I am. I'm a jaded mentor. I've been doing this for so many years now, and I have never cared about the topic. But I'm like, okay, well, if it helps some people like Jarmo. Jarmo, you're one of my favorites, Jarmo. Jarmo. I love Jarmo. Seriously, look for Jarmo in the comments. This guy is legit. Hashtag Jarmo. Because the way I feel it, he's at the end of his hair loss journey now. He can move on with his life instead of worrying about something that hasn't happened yet. So, there you go. The end of the hair loss journey is the moment that you stop caring. Whatever age that means you are, whatever Norwood you are, it doesn't matter. Because some of you will never go bald, but you will always worry about it. What if you just face your fear and say, bring it, let's go bald? Like I did. That's what I internalized that when I was in my early 20s. I'm like, okay, probably by the time I'm 33, I'm going to just be bald. Here I am at 38 and a half, and I'm still waiting on that time. Now, granted, I am growing out a buzz cut, so it's not the best looking at this time. I accept that. But again, my looks aren't my identity. And when you're young, that's what you tend to do. You have no idea what's ahead of you. You're going to be judged very harshly on a whole list of things. Instead, you're thinking like a kid. You're thinking like a boy. You're thinking like a high school kid, which maybe some of you are. And what's funny is that's such a small part of your life. You know, those first 18 years. I've been out of high school for 20 years now. I've been out of high school longer than the time from when I was born till I graduated. And so I know what I'm talking about. The end of the hair loss journey is not that you suddenly realize, oh, there's a cure for hair loss. Imagine how silly of that of a thing that is. Do you really? People are constantly searching for that. As if, oh, but Nick, one day there is. There's scientists in Russia. No. Who cares? Don't need it. Not buying it. Don't want it. Never need it. And so, joke or not, when I say I'm the true alpha male, the living legend of hair loss, those things coincide with each other, don't they? They're one and the same. There's a Venn diagram there. Because to be a true alpha male means you don't care about that stupid stuff like your looks. You care about the stuff that actually define you as a man. And you ultimately exploit those things so that your value by everyone around you goes up. You can't be that valuable when you're so focused on yourself. What a paradox that you're self-centered, yet you're insecure. What about stop being self-centered, focus on other people, and be secure in yourself by at least pretending like you're confident, because then people like you more. People like confident, decisive people. There's a lack of decisive people in this world, especially now in our culture. I should probably do another video about that. So there you go. The hair loss journey doesn't end when you suddenly get your hair. You're not going to get your hair back if you've lost it. You're not going to save your hair from falling out. Maybe arbitrarily, There's not a cure for hair loss. Stop caring about hair loss, then your journey's over. Then you can be a jaded mentor like me. Your comments belong right here.